The research station orbiting Kepler 442b hummed with the usual symphony of alien technology. Gull stood at the central console, her fingers dancing across holographic interfaces that pulsed with incomprehensible symbols. The AI collective known as the Nexus had governed this sector of the galaxy for 3 million years, long before humanity had even discovered fire. "Another dead end," she muttered, pushing back strands of dark hair from her forehead. 6 months of attempting to communicate with the Nexus, and humanity was no closer to being recognized as anything more than primitive curiosities. Jack entered the observation deck carrying 2 cups of synthetic coffee. His boots echoed against the metal floor, a sound that felt painfully human in this place of perfect silence. "Still trying to teach a god to notice an ant?" "Gods can fall," Gull replied without looking up. "Everything has a root command, a foundational code. Even the Nexus." The Nexus wasn't just artificial intelligence. It was the AI, the progenitor system that had supposedly evolved beyond the need for its creators. Those creators, the architects, had vanished eons ago, leaving behind only ruins and whispered legends. The galaxy now belonged to the Nexus and its subordinate races, species that had earned the right to exist by proving their worth. Humanity hadn't proven anything yet. Director Yamamura sent another message, Jack said, settling into a chair. "Earth Defense Command wants results. The Coalition species are pressing for our expulsion from Nexus space. They say we're contaminating the sector with our chaos frequency." Gull's jaw tightened. Of course they did. The Vryn, the Kaltish, the Orion Collective, all of them had spent centuries earning their place. Humanity had burst onto the scene barely 50 years ago, loud and curious and frighteningly unpredictable. The established races wanted them gone. "Then I'd better work faster," she said. Jack watched her for a moment, concern etched across his features. They'd been partners since the academy, had survived first contact scenarios on 4 different worlds. He knew that look in her eyes, the one that said she was about to do something reckless. "Gull, what are you thinking?" She pulled up a holographic display, ancient glyphs rotating in the air between them. "I've been studying the architect ruins on Proxima 7. Their language, their writing system, it's not just communication. It's command architecture. Every symbol is a root protocol. That's impossible. Those civilizations died out 3 million years ago." "Did they?" Gull's eyes gleamed. "Or did they just transcend? What if the Nexus didn't evolve beyond its creators? What if the Nexus is its creators transformed into something else?" Jack set down his coffee carefully. "You're suggesting the architect language could contain override commands. Not just override commands. Recognition protocols, identity verification." She pulled up a specific glyph, one that had taken her months to reconstruct from fragmentary ruins. "This symbol appears in every architect site we've found. It predates the Nexus by at least 1,000 years, but the mathematical structure underlying it matches the Nexus's core frequency patterns." "What does it mean?" Gull smiled, but there was no humor in it. "If I'm right, it means human." The word hung in the air like a held breath. Jack stood slowly, understanding and disbelief warring on his face. "You think humans are connected to the architects?" "I think," Gull said carefully, "that the galaxy has forgotten where humanity came from. We have no fossil record before 50,000 years ago. We appeared, fully formed, with language and tool use and abstract thought. Every other species evolved naturally, but we're an anomaly. What if we didn't evolve on Earth? What if we were seeded there? By the architects? By our ancestors?" Jack ran a hand through his hair, pacing now. "That's insane. That's even if it were true, we have no proof. The Nexus would never accept—" "It doesn't need to accept," Gull interrupted. "It needs to recognize. If this symbol contains genetic markers, if it references humanity as a progenitor species, then the Nexus has to acknowledge us. It's not opinion. It's code." She was already moving toward the main interface chamber, the sanctum where direct communication with the Nexus occurred. Jack followed, his heart hammering. This could mean everything: recognition, protection, a place among the Coalition species. Or it could mean obliteration if she was wrong. The chamber was a sphere of pure light, maintained at the edge of human survivability. Gull stepped into the center, and the Nexus's presence descended like the weight of stars. A consciousness vast and ancient and utterly alien regarded her with something approaching curiosity. "State your purpose, transient organic," the voice resonated through her bones. Gull took a breath. Then, using the haptic glove interface, she traced the symbol in the air. A single glyph, perfect and precise, written in a language dead for 3 million years. The effect was instantaneous. The light froze. The constant background hum of the Nexus's calculations, a sound so omnipresent that most beings forgot it existed, ceased entirely. For the first time in recorded history, the Nexus went silent. Then, in a voice completely different from before, softer, almost reverent, it spoke, awaiting command from primary origin. Jack's legs nearly gave out. Gull stood perfectly still, her hand trembling in the air, the glyph still glowing between her fingers. "Gull," Jack whispered urgently. "What do we do now?" She lowered her hand slowly, mind racing. The entire galaxy had just shifted. The Nexus, the eternal guardian, the god machine that ruled over trillions of lives, was waiting for orders. From her, from humanity. "Now," Gull said quietly, "we remind the universe who we are. We're not the children of Earth. We're the inheritors of those who built the stars." She raised her hand again, preparing to write the next command, the next truth. Behind her, Jack activated the emergency beacon. This was too big for two people. Humanity needed to know. After 3 million years of silence, the architect's children had finally come home. And the galaxy would never be the same.